Morning guys, how are you all doing? So this is our TD look at the at some of the major indices, the S&P, some individual stocks, and oil and gold and silver. So straight over to the charts. So yeah, start off with the S&P like we always do, and the SPX. So whoops, my phone's falling off. Anyway, yeah, so here we go. So as you can see, we sort of pushing these highs again, pushing up to the 200, getting squeezed still by the to 21 here. What is quite notable for me is that we do sort of have this rough channel that we're in. I'm only drawing this on temporarily, but we'll get rid of the arrows. But yeah, pretty much this sort of channel that we're in, however you particularly want to draw it. But yeah, so we're sort of in a channel here, a loose channel. Obviously, it's not perfectly horizontal. So, I mean, we could definitely see a move back down to the 0.5 again, or at least to around this middle area here, just based on this action that we've got going at the moment. Again, that would, or even just down to the 21 on the daily. So just in the middle of the channel, if we are going to be like bullish and then push back up and break through. So that could potentially be a move. Failing that, this could just be a bull flag that we could break straight up from. The market is generally strong, but you can see it is flagging out a bit. We're not really making massively new highs like we were obviously in this move here. We sort of flagged out a bit. We even made a lower high there, but again subsequently made a higher high, so that's obviously bullish. But yeah, what I may be expecting, and yeah, for full disclosure, my stock portfolio, trading portfolio at the moment, I'm positioned for some downside. But yes, I would actually hope, based on my positioning and just based on the chart and what I'm seeing, is maybe around another test of the 0.5 before we well, to be honest, test the 0.5 and breaking the 21. I think we'll maybe come down to the 50 period and then start to look a bit more overall bearish. But the trend is your friend though. The trend is still up, even though it's not as strongly up. TD wise, sorry, TD wise, there's not too much to look at here on the daily. Have we got anything good looking on the 4 hour to have a look at? Yeah, we had a nice 9 there. When was that? That was yesterday. A nice 4 hour 9 there. Then the reversal candle. Then we took it out, came lower, and then bounced back up. I think this was after hours anyway. This was after hours, I think. Yeah, 2 o'clock in the morning here. So yeah, this was the futures after hours. So yeah, but then the cash market obviously we got bought back up, and then yeah, again this was after hours again. This little bit of a sell off here. So there's a bit of a pattern going on here. A bit of a pattern, like the cash market, the actual shares seem to be bought up, and then the futures then seem to be getting sold against it after. It would be a nice little hedge there. That would be, you buy them up, get them high, and then you basically hedge it, win some futures overnight, and then you've locked in that gain, and then you buy and then hedge it again. I mean, I'm sure that isn't exactly what's going on, but it does appear the past couple of days that could be. Anyway, so over to oil. Oh, oil is getting messed up by that candle again. We'll look at USO again. Oh, USO, we had that 4 hour 9. We've not really reacted off it. We did react quite nicely off the last one. So what I will do, I will draw like a sell line. I'll probably put it around here. Get rid of the arrow. Yeah, get rid of the arrow. I'm getting better at this drawing. An arrow here. So potentially, if we break this, I mean, target wise, it's hard to say target wise, because the moving averages are clearly in a mess, especially here on a 4 hour time frame. But yeah, I mean, maybe down to here, maybe this area here, maybe in line with these sort of tops. Maybe that's what we'll be looking at. I'll move this along a bit, and then we will have an arrow on this one. So yeah, potentially what I'm looking at there. Let's see how this looks on the daily. Yeah, in fact, it's interesting, isn't it? Because we've got this gap on the daily as well, and it'll perfectly close that gap. So nice bit of confluence there. So potential target there for USO, basically around the $22 mark. Let's have a look at the 12 hour, see if we've got anything interesting on the 12 hour. Got the gap there on the 12 hour too. But yeah, no, nothing too interesting. Maybe the 12 hour will get to a 9 and tomorrow. 2 more lots of 12 hours, which is 1 day. So yeah, looking at that potentially. Let's look at gold. Yeah, so when did we draw this? So we must have drawn this from, did we draw it from a daily? Did we draw it from a 4 hour? It has to have been a 4 hour, surely. Yeah, it was. This was a 4 hour. So this was the trade we put on. So, I mean, you can see how that's played out. Our last 4 hour 9 played out nicely, and we had a similar trade marked out, which was great. And then, yeah, you guys can see again, this next 4 hour 9, we had the trade marked out. This was obviously from yesterday, and pretty much looked like we played out. Maybe a bit more downside, maybe bounce off the 200 then. So again, this is 2 great gold 4 hour trades. So this just shows you how well you can trade this and use this. I mean, this was on yesterday. I've not just drawn this on now, but yeah, anyway, so yeah, so you can see that I would maybe expect a bit of a bounce around here. Gold is obviously bullish trend, but yeah, if we do break this 200, then yeah, I mean, we got to look to higher time frame targets then if we break this 200 on the 4 hour. But just for full disclosure, I don't expect we will. I expect this is the bounce area around 720. 720, so about $10-15 lower than where we are currently. Yeah, let's look at the daily for some confluence. Yeah, it was a daily 21 as well. I think we did notice this when we actually drew it on yesterday. Daily 21, perfect bounce area. But yeah, so this is what I'd look for if we do break this. If we break the break this daily 21, yeah, so yeah, so basically around this level, which actually becomes a bit problematic. Because then we're close to these levels here, so you'd maybe expect a blowout below these, but I think we did talk about this yesterday, a potential blowout of the stops above these lows, and then we'll actually maybe see down to the 200 daily, which is actually a good move below the current price action. But it is not something that we're not accustomed to even recently. Look here, we had it perfectly here. We sort of had the move ups, then we sort of took out, once we took out these recent levels, we then did break down. Yeah, have we had it more recently? Well, we've sort of been guided up by it before. So yeah, not recently. Obviously we broke above it then. This is it's 2018, guys. We won't look back that far back. But yeah, so that's what I'm sort of looking at in gold. Maybe a bounce roughly around these levels. But yeah, we got the move down we were looking for. That's the important thing, because that's what our TA was telling us. Silver, yeah, we got this trade on silver. Silver's holding up nicely here, even in the face. We'll have a look at the gold silver ratio, but yeah, I was going to say, I suspect it's under 100 now, but I've just looked today and it's not. But yeah, yeah, so yeah, that's a trade for silver if we're going to take a short, but we're not there yet, so no trade. So yeah, maybe we're going to just see some more strength in silver. Daily RSI, look like we're going to test some downside, but MACD still looking good. 4 hour, what have we got going on the 4 hour? Anything of note? Possibly a 9 up. Yeah, there's a 9 up there. So we had that candle, and that would have been where I would have drawn the short trade, in line with the bottom of this candle and the highs here. And then yeah, so you'd potentially be in a short trade off the 4 hour, and then I mean, I think we would accelerate if we accelerate to the downside if we broke this, and then I mean, based on the 4 hour, I'll be targeting here. I mean, the initial target would obviously have been the 21, which you clearly reached first, but that's not a massive move. So yeah, you'd maybe be holding on to this trade. Break even stops looking for the 4 hour 50 period. But though that will coincide with the break of the daily level of the 9, which I then would actually, I mean, on the 4 hour chart, looking at daily indicators on a 4 hour chart, I'll be targeting the daily 200, which is around 15. So $15 for silver. Let's look at the gold silver ratio. Yeah, I did think we had come under 100. Yes, we come under 100. We got back up to it. What I think is good is hopefully we just hopefully for me is that we're just going to blow through this 9 because I'm long and lost silver and I could do with the ratio coming in a bit, and then at least the trend of the ratio coming in a bit. No, I could do with it. Just it can do what it wants. I mean, I'm not waiting for this move to then go and sell 4 or 5 kilos of silver. But yeah, but anyway, so we'll see what happens. We've got yeah, that would be the buy trade on this. Not that you can, well, you can trade this, you can just set this up, you could work out the ratios and trade this if you wanted to. Just basically buy the right amount of ratio of gold and sell the amount of silver against it. Yeah, I mean, you could do that. Let's have a look at uranium. Interesting moves in uranium, but it's a bit difficult. The chart is a bit interesting. Don't know why it quite trades like this, but it does. Maybe it just opens at a price on a day and doesn't move. Let's see if the 4 hour looks in it. The 4 hour looks even worse. It's a weekly. Yeah, we can look at the weekly, but oh wow. So here we go. So weekly 9. So make of that what you will. What other weekly 9's done? Weekly 9 there. Weekly 9 there. Is this a 9? No, that's not a 9. Didn't get far off a 9. Got to a 7. What have we got going on? A nice 9 there. Nearly a 9 there. I think there's a 9 there, but that's just a flat bottom there, so you'd probably get a 9. Yeah, so this is potentially looking uranium. Not that I'm gonna jump on some uranium shorts. I maybe will look at some. I'll look at some puts for maybe a 28 strike. Maybe a good shout, but obviously this volatility is not going to help with the cost of those options. But yeah, so weekly 9 on uranium. I mean, there you go. So it's hard to chart really these patterns on the daily, so I can't really look at that. But yeah, all I can really look at is that weekly chart. So anyway, so Nvidia, so we're just waiting for a break here in Nvidia. If we don't get it, if we just carry on blasting through, we blast through. If we don't, we got a trade there. So that's set up. Home Depot, similar thing. Touched the line, didn't quite make it. T-Doc. What's T-Doc? T-Doc looking T-Doc getting to my buy zone again. I do like a bit of T-Doc. Just look at that trade. What is not to like about this, guys? I mean, what is not to like about this? Where have we gone from? So let's say this is so basically late last year we started making a move from $54 to basically, well, it's nearly a 4x. It's got to nearly a 4x, and obviously we do know we've got global health issues at the moment, but they only really came to the forefront around here, and we're pretty much moving up strongly anyway. But yeah, that's obviously it's not accelerated this, but yeah, this is bullish trend. So yeah, this is a buy zone on a daily. Let's look at the 4 hour, see if we've got anything. What we did have messing with our melons here, a daily buy 4 hour buy 9 here, but we traded through it. This is what we had, I think. Yeah, this was the weekly 9. This is what I think is causing us a bit of the issue. But yeah, you can see we blasted through the last one pretty convincingly. Although again, look, you can see we did have the weakness around it. So maybe we're going to play out some more just volatility in this range basically, and then we will then break higher. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, the level we'll draw it on because it's easy enough to draw on. Yeah, just the top of this 9. It just clearly just top of this 9, and yeah, so basically through there, I mean, just the sky's the limit. It's blue skies. That's what you want to be buying. Blue sky breakouts, because they can just keep going as far as they like this one, for example. This one, you would have had the 9. I mean, you could have been conservative and draw at the top of there, but or the top of the one candle afterwards. You obviously got quite a severe bit of volatility, but then you just get the break all the way back up to the next 9. So that's just here. That's how you trade the 9s on a bullish trend. You get out of the trade, and then when you break above it, you buy again, and that's just how you do it. What else could we have a look at? Let's look at Clorox. Clorox reacting at all to what we were looking at. No, this is Carnival, not Carnival. No one cares about Carnival. I know that isn't true. I know a lot of you guys trade this and Norwegian liners, but I was looking at Clorox. Where's it gone? Let's have a look if it's on one of these. Here it is, Clorox. Right, so we got it. We got the this is the daily. Was it daily or weekly? Either way, we've got the 9. We broke below it. We're in the sell trade. We tested the breakdown level. So now it's a case of we're going to keep coming down. I think you'd probably have a stop I'd probably say, well, you realistically you'd have it above this recent high. So if that's your appetite for risk, if you want to be a bit less risky, maybe here, you can maybe wanted to take some profits off, because that's a good move. That's a good 2.5%. Just working off $205 to $200. You may want to take some off the table, have a break even stop loss, which you would have hit, or you just can hold on to it, targeting the bigger move down. So CLX looking like it could be a good trade, would have made you money anyway. I don't know what this is. Simon Property Group. We obviously had a daily 9 here. This daily 9, yeah, it's nice. It gapped up though, so you wouldn't have been able to buy it unless you did just buy it on this one candle. But yeah, we'll see what happens there. Rollings is a good buy, but it looks like it's reacted nicely off something. We had it on our radar from this weekly 9. So I mean, again, it's another case of you would have potentially had your sells set in for taking out this 9, in which case you're in a nice profit. Apple. Yeah, we had a 9 here, blasted through, nothing to do there, never traded below it, nothing. Copper's a good one. I like trading copper. Copper again is getting into the sell zone. It's getting into the nice sell zone. Copper is again. We've had some nice. Let's go to the 4 hour, because this is what I trade it on. We've had some nice. This was a 9. This was a 9. Some nice 9 sells. Nice 9 buy there. But I'm trading this to the short side. And yeah, here we go. So this pretty much is a 9 here. 7, 8, and then, I mean, if we just trades a bit higher, it's a 9. So this is fully in the sell zone. We've obviously got this nice trend line resistance, but we'll draw in. Gonna have a big, massive, nice arrow on it, like it always does whenever I draw it first, because that's what I've drawn the arrow last. Oh no, I don't want that. Yeah, so let's draw some trend line support as well. And let's basically draw an arrow from the top of this to the bottom of this. Gosh, trading can be so easy sometimes, can't it, guys? I mean, this is 100% guaranteed. Not really, I'm just joking. Obviously not financial advice, but yeah. So, this is what we're looking at, guys. Maybe even to the 200. The 200 may even be maybe moved up a little bit anyway by then. So there we go. That's what we're looking at for copper. Let's lock those drawing tools, and let's look at the weekly, see if anything looks good on the weekly. Oh, come on. Wow, to be honest guys, on the weekly, you're looking at any point, you basically looking, this is the bear flag. I don't want to draw more stuff on it, but so if this bear flag breaks, we are looking at a substantial move down to here. Percentage wise, I mean, it is copper. I mean, I would guess percentage wise it's only going to be about 15%. Yeah, so, sorry, just in the sake of my guess has been a bit more accurate. Here we go. So that's where the breakdown there, and yeah, 15%. You gotta love the percentage guesses, haven't you, guys? Anyway, so yeah, so that's what I would. Yeah. So basically, daily target at least the bottom of there. But if we break out this weekly bear flag, then we are looking at a nice move. So I may have to having a look at some put options for copper as well, like way down here, strikes way down here. I think they'll be very cheap. So we'll see what happens there. Yeah, that's it at the moment. I think that's enough. Any tickers you guys want to have a look at? We've got some good trade ideas there, guys. Some trade ideas that have already worked out. So yeah, so the TD 9s are good. The trade ideas, the analysis is all good. So yeah, so if you like that, hit the thumbs up. And yeah, remember, it's not financial advice though, so always do your own research, and I will speak to you guys soon.